Hey guys, so in this video I will show you how to restore this synthetic wig. As you can see, it's matted, tangled, frizzy, dull looking, stiff. Well, I'm going to show you how I bring it back to life. If you want to see how I get from this to this, just keep on watching. First thing you want to do is wash the wig. Before you do any flat ironing, any cutting, any trimming, restyling, anything, you want to wash the wig. This gets rid of dirt, grease, sweat, buildup, glue off the lace. And I would recommend when you wash your wigs, use cold water or lukewarm water. I wouldn't recommend using hot water. To me, it seems like the cold water keeps it from drying out any further than it already is. And for my shampoo of choice, I just grabbed whatever was in my cabinet. Nothing fancy. I don't recommend using any special shampoo for synthetic wigs, especially when it claims to restore moisture or add shine or anything like that, because it is a synthetic wig. It is a synthetic fabric, so it's not going to really absorb the product that you're putting in the hair. But I will say, when it comes to human hair wigs, especially human hair curly wigs, I do use shampoo that will restore my curls, restore moisture, because it actually works for human hair wigs. So as you can see, I am focusing on the lace and the nape of the wig. The lace, because that's where the glue buildup is. Anytime you apply your wig, that glue or spray, whatever you use to hold your wig down, is going to continue to build up the more you put on. As you can see, the water is super dirty, but it's not just from the dirt and the sweat and stuff from the wig. This comes from the color of the wig. As you can see, it's like a brown color. So this wig has been processed and dyed and all that from the factory. So that's why you'll get some bleeding in your water. Once I notice the water is starting to run clear, I go ahead and take the wig and squeeze out any excess water, and just do this multiple times. Just make sure I rinse out all the shampoo and that I'm getting all of the excess water off of the wig. Now I will say this is the longest part of the process, trying to detangle the wig, especially when it's this matted. But you just want to take your time, use your fingers to break apart the tangled hair, and just really brush through it really good before you start blow drying it, because it will make the process a lot easier. Once the hair is at least 90% detangled, I'm going to take my scissors and just cutting some layers into it, and at the same time it's cutting off the frizzy ends that are left on the hair. So this is like a razor comb. I don't know the right word for it, but I use this also to cut off the frizzy parts of the hair, and at the same time it adds layers because it's cutting the hair as you're combing down. It pretty much serves the same purpose as scissors, but this tool is a little easier. Now I did realize that some of the tracks were loose also, just from being, like I said, an older wig, and from combing and brushing and all that over time, your tracks will get loose. So I went ahead and sewed that back together also. And now we just blow dry until the hair is pretty much dried all the way, or at least mostly dry, because flat ironing too will dry some of the hair out too, but I like to make sure the hair is like pretty much all the way dry before I do it. And I did have to switch blow dryers because my other one went out on me. It just made this loud clicking noise and started rattling, so I quickly unplugged that thing. So now you can see the wig is starting to come back to life. We got some movement, some body. It's still a little frizzy, but the flat irons will take care of the rest of that. Now I'm just going to do that same method and kind of rake through the hair with the razor comb to try to get some of the frizziness out. And then the scissors just to cut kind of like the split ends of the wig, because the hair did get a little stringy after all that combing and the tingling stuff, so that helps to get rid of all the little stringy pieces at the end. Now after flat ironing this one piece, you can see that it gets a lot silkier and has more movement. So now I'm just going to continue to flat iron until it's done. So I'm just going to keep trimming as I see fit. I didn't want to give it like a blunt cut, but I was just cutting off pieces that were way too long or way uneven, just to give it a more uniform look. So now we are done, and I'm so happy how this wig came out. And I didn't mention that this isn't even my wig. I was doing it for someone, and I wanted to keep it for myself. I was so happy how it turned out. But overall, this was a really fun project, and I love the way it turned out. I'm a true believer in reusing something, so this just shows that you can save money. You don't always have to just buy another wig. You can just restyle it, wash it, flat iron it if you need to, or whatever. I've turned straight wigs, curly wigs into braids, into a braided wig, so it just shows that you can do multiple things with your wigs. Just look at the body, look at the shine. You remember before we couldn't even run our fingers through it, and now it's just so smooth and silky. I'm just so impressed. If you enjoyed this transformation as much as I did, give me a thumbs up and comment what would you like to see next. I do plan on showing a wig install also, so that'll be coming up soon, so just stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching.